Hi folks, this week on MoCoS3E5 Cowbell, I take you into my new studio where I'm still hard at work on the new Blue Coupe record. There were two problems I had to overcome, however, to make this presentable. The first is that most artists don't want the public to perceive them in anything less than the best light. And let's face it, if you do 10 passes on a track, one of them will be the best. And that's the one that you want the public to hear. The second problem is that what I do most of the time when I'm doing this stuff is I'm listening. And watching me listen to the same fragment of music over and over again is just not that interesting. So, for this episode, I'm going to give you a little taste of what I've been doing in the last week and leave out most of the boring parts. I'll give a little explanation of what's happening, what I hope to accomplish, and then move on to the next thing. Hi folks, today I'm going to show you how I comp vocals. What happens a lot of times is that you're doing a vocal, you do it one take, you do 2, 3, 4, 5. In this day and age, you can do as many takes as you want just about. If you have a big enough computer, which I do, you can record 18 takes, which is what exactly I have to mix. Dennis Dunaway has sent me 18 takes of a song. It's probably one of the best songs he's ever written, so it's important to get it right. And so he just did the song 18 times, not in a row, over the course of like a week and a half, 2 weeks. He's been working on this. So I'm going to try and put together the best parts of every take into one fantastic vocal take. So stay tuned and I'll show you my technique. Alright, so first I have to put his takes. He Dropboxed them to me. So I have to put them, you'll see it's in this little box right here. I'm going to put them all into the program right here. Okay, so I'm just going to drag it down to the bottom and the computer's going to make new tracks for it. So we'll start with that. Got to do that. So over here, take all these takes. I'm going to put them all in the beginning. I'm creating new tracks. I don't know if you can see that, but okay. So okay. Adding audio files. And here they are. 1, 2, 3. You see, there's a lot of them here. Are they all in order? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 tracks right here. I'm going to mute every track but number 1. This one here. And number 1, while we're at it, let's change the color. We're going to give this, gee, there's no like really red. I'll give it an orange though. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, not bad, not bad. So that was the last one. The only thing is all the reverb. My main concern is the tone of the vocal. So I'm going to just listen for tone. I'm going to solo the vocal. I'm not even going to see how it fits in the track. I find that listening to every take by the time you get to the end of the song, you've forgotten what the beginning sounds like. So I'm just going to solo a small part of the track, like one phrase. Like, for instance, let's take this part. I am yours. I am yours. Okay, here's the loop function. So I can just play this over and over. Eventually, I'm gonna double track this using another take to double track it. I think I'm gonna use this one right here. So, just gonna slice it and drag it up into this thing up here, this space. So now we got that. We're gonna leave the comp vocal, it's always gonna be soloed. Okay, so here it is a couple days later, and I've comped Dennis's vocal. I put it all together. Now I'm going through the rest of the tracks to find the quickest and easiest way to make a double for this thing. Okay, so I've done that. I've used mostly one track. I combined the tracks so that I could do some flex tuning. So what happened is that he didn't always sing the same note each take. But with this flex tuning thing, you go over here and you click this button right there. It's like this thing. See if I can. Okay, so now you see, I don't know if you can see this here, but there's notes. So you can, he sang a different note one of these times. So I just took that note and he sang a higher note and I just moved it down lower. And that's all there is to it. You just grab this thing and you can change the note. So I changed the note so it was exactly the same. So now I have a perfect double. Well, almost perfect. It's two different takes. So he's singing with a slightly different voice, different tone, a little different phrasing, but close enough that it has that kind of rub that you got with your Beach Boys and Beatles songs, you know, back in the day. So this is a trick we used to use to make a vocal sound different, very different. And you can do this thing with a plug-in. You can do all of this stuff with a plug-in, but it's not the same. When you put a plug-in on it, it takes the energy away from it. Whereas when you do a live double, you add energy. So that's the reason to do this old-fashioned way. It's really, they still don't have anything as good as this. They don't have anything that adds energy to your track, so you can hear it. I am yours, are you right? Or are we just killing precious time? That was the note. He sung, I was just killing precious time. And I went, I was just killing precious time. So on the one that the main vocal, that's what he sang. The double, I had to take that breath and bring it, precious time. So that's what I did there. I'm not going to play the whole song because there's no sneak previews. This is as sneaky as you get here. So now I'm going to go on to something else. I'm going to be singing one of my songs over again. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my little insight into what I do with these vocals and, you know, in general when I'm editing. This is taking me all day. It's dark out now. It was light this morning when I made the intro to this vlog. And I shot a lot more than I could possibly show you. That's what I don't like about somebody like produced like a pro with Warren Huart, who is a marvelous mixer. He did a fantastic job on the last Blue Coupe record, and he's great. I learn so much every time I watch him, but he makes it look way too easy. It's not that easy. There's a lot of listening, a lot of boring stuff. His thing is very entertaining. I don't know how he does it, honestly, but I can't work that fast. Anyway, see you next week.